All right, guys. So tonight it is already the 19th of January, which I was telling my coach today, I personally cannot even believe it is the 19th of the month already. It is completely flying by. It is going so fast. And I felt like between Super Saturday and then, just kind of my whole family has been sick. It's sort of been like playing catch up to just get myself back on track. So I am beyond excited to just really feel like I'm finally getting back into the groove. I'm getting back into the swing. We finally got our Christmas decorations down after, I don't know, like 19 days into January, which is insane for us. But finally starting to feel like I'm getting back into my groove. I'm starting to find where I need to work, what I need to be doing. So tonight, our call is really about just success from the start, So whether you have been in this business for a while or you are just a beginning coach, there are so many tricks and tips and advice that you can take, but sometimes just hearing it from somebody else makes a world of difference. So tonight, I thought it would be just a good idea to get some fresh faces on the call so you can hear what they're doing, that you are starting to see their names on the leaderboards and maybe saying, what are they doing? Like, how are they achieving Success Club, or how are they having this high of volume? What is their secret? So I asked them to come on the call to kind of talk to you guys about that. But you guys know that I absolutely want to make sure that I am shouting out some serious success. So please notice that we had a Katie attack on our success superstars. Katie Hudson and Katie Isaac are leading the boards with 24 and 15. We've also got Ashley Harris on there and Kate Lepley at 14. All of them are in the running to receive a Wear and Share, as well as Michaeline Cirqua. These numbers have probably gone up. This was from last Thursday, so they've probably gone up since then. And our top producers this week, Heather DiGiacomo was at 615, and Lindsay Stover and Ashley Harris all above 500, which is something that we really strive to do consistently week after week, is hitting that 500 benchmark. So props to you guys on an amazing week. And we also have a new Emerald on our team, and that is Tamara Benson, who just went Emerald last week. So congrats to her. So before we kind of dive into the meat of the call, let's talk about some announcements that we have. So Team Cup. All right, so registration for Team Cup is now open. So what is the Team Cup? If you are not familiar with it, the Team Cup is basically teams of 5 people. You can have 1 diamond on each team, but you cannot have more than 1 diamond on any team, and that means lifetime diamond. So even if somebody dropped a rank, they can't, go on your team and then get back to their rank the next week. So 1 lifetime diamond on each team, but they don't have to have a diamond on the team. And the 5 people on the team, and you compete against other teams in the company, and you are competing for, sweet swag. You are competing for an opportunity to travel out to the corporate office out in California. There's also some really cool prizes along the way. But the reason that I am so big on making sure that we are all involved with Team Cup is because I see it month after month when I'm watching the trends in the business. This is a surefire way to grow your business because you're working in groups of 5 people and everyone is just really motivated to move their business forward. Everybody is just pushing one another and they're helping one another, and you are really getting outside your comfort zone. You are really pushing yourself to strive and hit goals that you were maybe questioning before. Maybe right now Success Club 5 seems like so far away from you, but then the next month you hit Success Club 20, and a big part of that is because you're part of this Team Cup challenge. So I know that a lot of people look at this and go, I don't want to let anyone down. I don't want to get on a team and then just not be able to, run with the pack. But here's the thing. if you believe you will be successful in the Team Cup Challenge because you want to be successful, your mind starts to work in ways to be able to do well with the Team Cup Challenge. So if you are not on a team and you are really interested in growing your business, in moving your business forward, it does not matter whose team you go on, but get on a team. If you noticed in the Knockout Brigade, there are actually posts going on. I need one more person, or these two people need a group. You know, just start putting it out there. If you don't have a team right now and you want a team, put yourself out there and say, my name is such and such, and I don't have a Team Cup team, but I would really love to hit Success Club 5, and I am willing to, you know, work with the rest of the group and push one another and serve as a motivator, and just, you know, you just go with it and you just look for those people who need that spot open. So I definitely encourage each of you to get involved with the Team Cup. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about is the newest release from Beachbody, which is going to be big. It's going to be happening. I have a sneak peek of it. It looks fantastic so far. It's called the Beachbody On Demand. So Beachbody On Demand is going to propel us into a very global market. This is fantastic for our leads. This is fantastic for growing our network. It's going to be big, but you guys don't just need to take my word for it. You can get the sneak peek of On Demand simply by hitting Success Club 5 this month. So if you hit Success Club 5, they're going to give you a password. They're going to say the do's and don'ts of what you can do and what you can reveal so far about this Beachbody On Demand. But you're going to have workout programs at your fingertips. A lot of people have mentioned that they're nervous. Well, is this going to, you know, detract from sales? They are building Beachbody On Demand into a challenge pack. Now, remember, the bulk of your income comes from that residual income with Shakeology. Beachbody On Demand is going to be another way to leverage your business. It's going to be an opportunity to reach more people. But the Shakeology is always going to be a coach exclusive product. This is not something that they are going to put on Beachbody sites. It is only available through Team Beachbody and coaches. Cruise in 2016. I am really hoping that if you have not gotten on the list yet, you are getting on the list. They are running it a little bit different this year. So it's not just a matter of running down the list and, you know, checking people off. You have to hit Success Club in the month before when they contact you to tell you that you have been removed off the waiting list. So if you have hit Success Club that month before, you will then be removed from the wait list and you will then have your ticket to get on the cruise boat. So hitting Success Club is very true to the point that it is a Success Club trip as well. So, you know, I know that we're starting to think about February. We're starting to think about the fix and the release of the fix. But before we start talking about and thinking about the release of the Fix Extreme, let's focus on getting ourselves to that Success Club 5, right? Let's focus on working towards getting those coach leads and finishing out the month by inviting more people and contacting more people. So I think today I was on an emerging leaders call. I was on a call today, and we started talking about, you know, why this month is sort of funny. So a lot of people are talking about these price objections that they're getting, or they couldn't believe that it's as hard as it has been. You know, they thought everybody would be ready to get back on track after the holidays. But here's what I have found in this being my third January doing this. People go back to the gym because it's safe. People get on their treadmills because that's what they're supposed to do. That's where the commercials are. That's where they're seeing the most. This is what I do. It's January, New Year's resolutions. I join a gym. But what happens is around February, around March, they realize that it's not working. They realize the same resolution they've set year after year after year isn't working because they don't understand the nutritional piece of it. They don't understand the support piece of it. They're just getting on a treadmill and kind of hoping that something works. That's where Beachbody coaches come in. You know, we don't have to have all the answers, but we are their cheerleaders. We are their support system. So if somebody is telling you now, I'm just going to join a gym, or I don't have the money, it only costs $19.95 to join LA Fitness, or whatever they're telling you, be their cheerleader now. You know, don't put them in a challenge group, but let them know you're rooting for them. Let them know that you're supporting them, and answer their questions if they have any. Because what is bound to happen is they're going to get sidetracked. They're not going to have that daily motivation that we all have seen firsthand, that we have benefited from. So if you're still there as their cheerleader, not because you were trying to close a sale, but because you really want to help them, you really want them to be successful, they're going to say, you know what, I am going to give that 21 days just a shot. You know, it's 21 days and it's $140. What's the worst? Like, it actually work, you know? So you just want to remember, even if it hurts a little bit or stings a little bit, if somebody says no to you, or if somebody says to you, not right now, or if somebody says it's too expensive, don't close the book and say, nah, they're never going to come back. They're never going to want to do it. Be their cheerleader and be their supporter, and be that constant piece of motivation on your personal wall, on your like page, on your Instagram, whatever social media you are using, so that they're constantly having you in the back of your mind, even if they aren't on your radar, so to speak. So, you know, with that sort of being said, and looking into February and March, or the end of January, February and March, there's just a couple things that I want to kind of give you a heads up. We just started our newest coach apprenticeship program. It started today, and it's going to be a really good group. We have a ton of people who are ready to go and work their businesses, and they are excited and motivated. And it's so cool to see that in the Knockout Brigade, and see so many people that are so ready to just rock the business. So what I decided to do was start another coach apprenticeship program on February 9th. So we're going to have one that started today on the 19th, but the next one is going to be February 9th. And the reason I pushed it back a week instead of starting it like I usually do the first week of February is because I believe we can have a lot of people sign on the week of the launch, which is the week of the 2nd. So I'm holding it off until the 9th, and that's when we will start the next coach apprenticeship. But I really am thinking too in terms of my month. The rest of my month, because I hit my Success Club goals, are all focused on recruiting. It's all focused on working towards that new group, which is going to start February 9th for me. It's going to be a 21 days of gratitude group, and everyone in my personal group is going to be doing the fix. They are going to have a choice whether they do the fix extreme or the fix, just the regular fix. I am doing it this way because I have found that my most successful groups are my gratitude groups, because that is what I have attracted to the business. Words like beta, words like test group, those type of words that you're using in your posts tend to attract a lot of people. Start thinking about, well, what are the common objections that people are going to have? Why are they not going to want the 21-day fix? And if you start thinking like the consumer who has a guard up, all of a sudden your post can start, addressing those objections that they're giving. So if you want to start talking about, are you getting results on the treadmill? You want to start talking about how you're still meal planning well into February. Start talking about, having 30 minutes a day to work out as opposed to going to the gym and getting on a treadmill, or, it's really cold for us in Pittsburgh as opposed to you guys who are south, but we don't want to go and scrape our car, get in the car and drive 15 minutes to the gym and then 15 minutes home, and we could have had our whole workout done, and a hot cup of, hot coffee too as well. So those are the kind of things that I think about when I target my audience. My specific gratitude group is going to start the 9th. I have already started talking about it. I've created an event for it on my like page. I have a blog post about it as well. So maybe start thinking about, well, what's my game plan? You know, who are some people that are going to benefit? Would they benefit more from Extreme, or do I want to start them maybe on the 21-day fix? Start thinking about the people that would benefit from this type of program, and start getting the word out that that's what you're planning on doing. So that's my strategy for the rest of this month. With that being said, Katie, Isaac, can you unmute yourself? I think you should be able to. And Katie's going to talk about how she determined her why and where she has been in terms of her business. Katie is an Emerald coach. She has already achieved above Success Club 10 in the month of January. I believe you signed in December, right?
Yeah, Taylor and I were talking about that yesterday, December 1st, actually.
Wow, December 1st. Okay, cool. Yeah. So she is officially a Success Club Starter 2, which is the program that Beachbody uses where your first month in Success Club, whether it would have been in December or in January, Katie, you actually earn a call with Carl Deichler. Did you have that yet?
We did. We had it last Thursday. Yeah, it was really awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then in your second month, you get recognition. And if you earn Success Club 3 consecutive months, you actually are going to earn your ticket to Summit in, I believe, 2016. It won't be for this year, but it will be for 2016. And they haven't announced the destination yet for that. So, Katie, go ahead and give us some information.
Awesome. Hey, all right. Thanks, everybody, for listening in. First of all, thanks, Katie. I felt so humbled when you asked me, because I figured, like, okay, I'm new to this. What do I have to offer to everybody? But I figure I'll just share everything that goes through my mind each day when I'm thinking about my posts or reaching out to people or sending my invites. And I'll start with my why. So Taylor is my upline coach, and I felt compelled to reach out to her because her cousin Emily that passed a while ago was my childhood best friend. So we had that deeper connection. And so I started talking to her about what my why was. And, you know, it's kind of a little bit of everything. I'm a busy mom. A lot of people don't know that I'm an educational consultant. So I travel all over the country. So sometimes I'm not at home and I'm traveling and in airports, different parts of the country. And I love working out, but it doesn't really fit my schedule. All hotels don't have really nice gyms, so I can't always guarantee to get in when I want to. And I also battled anorexia when I graduated from college for about 2.5 years. And I'm just determined now with 2 children, especially a daughter, to live a really healthy and balanced life. So I started thinking about my why and how to put that out there. And that was one of the first posts I did. And I got a lot of great feedback from everybody, just some messages. You know, thank you for sharing your story. It was really inspiring. I had some people that battled anorexia as well that messaged me and just said, thank you. It's really great to have somebody be so honest about it. So I have to say, like, if you haven't yet shared your why, to just be really raw and honest. You know, people really appreciate that. You're yourself. You might reach somebody that you didn't think has the same like connection or maybe a problem or a struggle that you had. And I think people really like to see that. You know, none of us are perfect. We all go through our battles and our struggles each day. So starting with your why, I think, is like the hugest thing to really catapult you for success. The next thing I put over there, like commitment, is pushing yourself when no one else is around. You know, we're our own CEOs, so no one's going to push you to hit Success Club or to send out those invites or to reach out to people except for yourself. So really determining, you know, how far are you going to push yourself? How much do you want to commit to hit Success Club? And not even hitting Success Club, but how many people do you really want to help? How many lives do you want to change each day, each week, each month? I think for me, it kind of goes hand in hand with Success Club. To me, isn't about the points or the money, which is really nice. And that's what a lot of us are here motivated for. But at the end of the day, to me, when I see Success Club, I think, okay, I've touched X number of lives. I know that they're my challengers, and now I can help put them on a path to living healthy, living strong. And I just have conversations with those people on a daily basis to help keep them coming back for more. And that makes me happy in the long run. So, yeah. Katie, can you do the next slide? Thanks. So my next thing I think for hitting Success Club was the goal board or the vision board that Katie and Deidre and Haley and a lot of the elite coaches have talked about. I can honestly tell you I have never in my life written down a goal. Never, ever, ever. I've thought about it, and it totally makes sense that when you think about a goal, it's just a dream, and it might happen, it might not, but you never really committed to it. And making that goal and vision board and seeing that as a daily reminder lets me know, okay, this is what I'm focused on. This is what I need to go out and do. And I make sure that I have that list of to-dos every day. So in the morning or whenever you have your power hour, I have my to-do list, and I make sure that I get through all of those items on my list and check them off. It's for me, it's checking in with my challengers, checking in the back office, checking email, responding to messages, and then sending out my invites. And with that invites, I remember watching a video with, was Melanie and Deidre. Even there were like 10 elite coaches. I don't know if anybody has seen that video. I'm not sure when Melanie posted it, but it talked about inviting with a purpose. So when I sit down, I make a list of people that I want to invite as challengers and people that I want to invite as coaches. And I kind of tweak my invites depending on who I want to talk to. And I definitely don't have a set script because I try and make it really personal and reach out to them and have a little bit of small talk to get the conversation started. And then I let them know either, hey, I think you'd be a really great fit for my challenge groups. This is what we're going to be focusing on in the next month, or I think this is something that would work for you. Or I reach out to people that are like-minded and talk to them about how I think they'd be a really awesome fit as a coach. So kind of putting like that goal board in conjunction with how you set your invites really helped me propel my business forward. And this is a huge thing to go for no. Talking to my upline about not being afraid was a great conversation. And that we're here to help people, and we're here to help them make better choices, or just getting in that workout or how to meal plan. And people are going to say no, but oh well, I mean, it's going to happen, and that's life. And I've totally gotten over it. I used to hesitate when I got down to the computer, like, okay, who can I message that I'm probably going to get a conversation back with, or who's going to say yes or maybe, to I don't really care what they say, but I'm going to send those invites because I know that they're going to start watching me on Facebook more or on social media more, and they are going to come back. So I've definitely just kind of put the whole worry aside or nervousness and just said, go for no. And I send my messages, and whatever happens, wherever the chips may fall, they'll be back. They're watching. And I think that that's a great way to get their attention as well. So,
Katie, and I like what you said too about just the invites, because even just talking, so if you're sending someone a message on Facebook, and I don't know if you guys all know this, but if you send someone a message on Facebook, you actually pop up in their Facebook affinity, or in Facebook affinity. So it's just a way too for them to see what you're doing as well, just having that conversation. So you actually said, and I love the way you worded it, is just send the invites, because it invites them to watch what you're doing. So it's kind of giving them sort of like the glasses to see, you know, what's Katie Isaac up to? What's she doing? What is this Beachbody thing all about? You know, what's this Insanity Max 30 or Shakeology, or and intermixed with that is just life, you know, keeping it very much just life. So I really liked that idea as well. Cool. Anything else to add, Katie?
No, I think for me too, invites, I think about people that I can envision fitting into, like I said, certain groups as challengers or as coaches, but knowing how to start that conversation. Like I know people that may just want Shakeology because they're not ready for that workout yet, but they're ready to start just like cleaning up their diet and getting started and moving forward. So I think just like inviting with a purpose, but going for it and not being afraid.
And that call that you talked about, I think I know which one you're talking about. Was it like, there was like 10 of us? It was like,
Yeah, you were on there. It was like you could see all 10 of your faces, and everybody just talked about,
yes, it was like,
how they got started in that.
yeah,
I watched that video twice, and I would say that was like the biggest game changer for me. Talked about goals, sending invites, going for no, and just like having a plan when you sit down every day for your power hour or power 2 hours and not wasting any time. Like I don't scroll through my Facebook feed anymore. Maybe if I'm like in the bathroom or have a couple minutes to myself at night. But now I sit down and I check like Knockout Brigade, I check my challengers and I do my invites and I check my email and I move on with the day.
I like that. Very cool. That was awesome advice. Thank you so much, Katie.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we have Hannah, I think is next. Hannah is up. Hannah, can you unmute yourself? Nope, you're muted again.
All right, is that good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Well, my slide looks very boring, but basically, I wanted to start out by telling everyone not to overthink it. When I first started out, I was trying to plan the perfect invite and plan the perfect everything. And I think you can analyze yourself. I think they call it analyzation paralyzation. And then you just freeze. And at least that's what happens to me when I have all these options. So I basically decided if I want this to work, I need to just start inviting and start reaching out. So don't overthink it, just start doing it. The next thing that helped me was I do have a script. I do, like Katie said, I do change it for people to make it personal. I don't send just this blank script to somebody I haven't spoken to in 5 years. I always say, hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I know you're always interested in health and fitness. Would you be interested in joining one of my groups? And I actually included my script on the next slide in case somebody needs a starting point. Because I know for some people that might be the hardest part, just coming up with that stuff. So for me, having that consistency, make sure I'm getting all of the information to them in as little words as possible. So I try to be as straightforward, but also be warm with them. The next one, invite your heart out. So I literally go through my Facebook newsfeed or my Facebook friends, and I will right click and open that person in a new tab until I have like 10 people and just invite them all. I've stopped thinking about what they're going to think, whether they're going to say no. Honestly, if they say no, that's fine. I've gotten confident in the fact that knowing that I'm inviting them to this awesome experience, and I really think of these accountability groups as a little present now. I think I'm in my first challenge group now, and my second one just started, and just seeing how much the accountability helps people, I have no doubt that and the value that I'm offering people. So I just invite people. I usually get no response if I invite a ton of people, or some random person who I haven't talked to for forever will say yes. So like I said there, you never know who will say yes, and usually it's some of the most unexpected people. Don't take rejection personally. I've learned to just brush off those no's, and like Katie said, it just gives them an invitation to look and to check things out and follow me more closely on Facebook and intrigue them a little bit. So hopefully that is what happens. I never thought of it that way, so I like that. But yeah, move on to the next person, and somebody's bound to say yes. Lastly, you hear this all the time, and I don't have anything really refreshing or insightful here, but basically, be a product of the product and post about it. So don't be shy about posting a workout selfie. Don't be shy about posting your Shakeology. People aren't going to overanalyze it as much as you are overanalyzing about putting it out there. It is scary, and you wonder what somebody's going to think if they see your sweaty face, or you don't know. But just be a product of that, and if people are seeing what you're doing and see that you're really into it and it's not just some fad thing that you're going to do for 4 weeks, then they're going to take you seriously. If you're not posting about that, they don't know whether you're just a coach and you sit on the couch and just say you do stuff or not. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable and show that stuff to people. And it will feel weird at first, but I think you'll get over it fairly soon, and hopefully you'll get some more results from that. So that's really all I had. I haven't done anything too crazy.
No, I'm going to share your script in a second, but I actually wanted to add on to what you were saying, because I loved the phrase that you used is analyzation paralyzation, right?
Yes.
So I forget what personal development I was reading, but I think it was Darren Hardy maybe who said it's the start that stops most people, because it's like you just keep thinking, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z, and it has to look like this, and I have to say it exactly like this, and I have to do it exactly like this. Or you get these scripts from your upline, and you think, this is what I need to do, and this is how it needs to be done. But what if they don't answer it exactly like this, and then I don't know what to say? But the truth of the matter is, if you just do it, if you just, the first couple times it's going to kind of feel a little funny, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but once you consistently do it, as Katie and Hannah are doing, they just, you just start to be comfortable with it. You just start to know, this is just my job. This is just what I do. And you call that the groups are a gift. You are basically giving somebody an opportunity. You're gifting it to them. So I loved what you said about that. Here is a script example if you guys want to take a look. I'm going to try to move this. All right, so I love this, and it's just, hey, Susan, I hope you are doing well and enjoying the holiday season. I have a health and fitness accountability group that I thought you might be interested in joining that starts January 5th. If you would be interested, feel free to let me know, and I can get back to you with some details. And then you can just see how her conversation is extremely natural, and she just pushes her through, each day or each conversation, each piece of the conversation is just following through and talking to her and getting to know Susan and getting to know Susan's goals as well. So that is awesome. Hannah, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. And we also have Allison Stinson who is on the call. So Allison, can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Oops, am I good? Can you hear me?
Yep, I just went to the wrong one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Ali. I actually joined a challenge group in March of 2014, and Danielle Engel is my upline coach. At the time, I actually didn't have my own Facebook account. I was using my husband's, and I just kept seeing all these posts that she had on there about joining these challenge groups, and so I messaged her and asked her what they consisted of. So I joined one in March. I started with the 21-day fix and absolutely loved it. Loved the accountability and the support. And kind of in April and May, thought that I could do it all by myself. And I was wrong. So I asked her if I could join another one, and she said yes. And that's when I decided that I also wanted to coach, because I just knew that if it helped me, I was gonna be able to help some other people do the same thing. So I have been very fortunate that I have been able to in every month since I've started, and so my thing is just invite. I know that it's one of our 3 vital behaviors, but I invite all the time. So like I said, I didn't have any Facebook account. I made it actually when I started to coach so that people didn't confuse me for my husband, Matt. And so I had no friends, like I had no contacts at all. So I just was inviting people to be friends. And then I just started inviting people to the challenge groups. I kind of jumped and went off of what I had seen from Danielle and all that she had. And so after talking with her and learning a little bit more about it, just kept inviting. She said about being the product of the product. And so I knew from doing the 21-day fix, and then I tried T25, and then actually did the PIO. So I'm trying to, the next bullet that I have there is about educating yourself. Probably one of the biggest things is that prior to that, I had heard of Insanity, I had heard of P90X, but didn't really know a whole lot about them. So as a teacher, I felt like I needed to be able to explain to the challengers what they were getting into and be able to give them more information about it. So I educated myself on a lot of the different programs that I hadn't yet completed and that I still haven't completed, but I'm able to give them a little bit of insight into what they're kind of getting into. And then professional development every day to stay positive. I think it's really easy to, when you're inviting and people are telling you no, I think that that's a really easy thing to be like, oh, I'm just, I'm done for this week, or I'm done for this month. And, I try to read something every day that keeps me positive. I know that by nature, I'm a pretty positive person. Even in my classroom, I have different stuff that's motivational, hopefully to my students, but I just try to stay positive and, hopefully just like Katie and Hannah said, just keep inviting and, and somebody is going to say yes, and you're going to reach somebody that needs you right at that moment. So my main motivation is just helping others and being able to, I think I get more excited about them telling me that they've lost 5 pounds or they've lost a couple inches off their waist than I probably do about myself losing pounds or inches at this point. Like it makes me, makes me super excited. Staying accountable for myself is another reason why I love it. I think that everybody needs accountability. Like I said, I joined one in March and thought that I could do it by myself and realized that I just like the accountability and I like being able to do that. So I make sure that the challengers that, kind of drop off my radar, even when they're in a challenge group, I stay connected with them. And those people that tell me, no, I'm not interested now, or maybe I'll be interested later, I check in with them all the time. Like I'm checking in with them, every couple weeks or at least once a month to see if they've changed their mind or to see how their fitness program's going. I think you have to show them that you're passionate about it, and you have to make sure that they know that, you kind of jumped in with 2 feet and you're their cheerleader, like Katie said. So I think that when they know how passionate you are, they're going to be willing to jump in and know that, trust you. You have to make that connection that they trust that what you're telling them is actually going to help them. And obviously the financial benefit, which I put last, is something that is nice as well. Can you go to the next one? Next one. Oh, sorry. Here, like one of my sample invites. And again, like Katie and Hannah said, it's, I make this kind of personal, like you can see here, like your baby is adorable. This was a girl that went to the same high school I did. So I just, kind of, say that I recently became a Beachbody coach. I wanted to know if they were interested in anything. And so, and really like kind of invite them directly to one of my challenge groups. And if they have any questions, then definitely get back to me then. One of the things that I think is kind of at the beginning when I started to explain what a challenge group, I think I just was too wordy and people were kind of confused with what I was saying a challenge group was. So I kind of condensed everything and explained it a little bit better. So I have that over there on the right-hand side about what my definition or what my description of a challenge group is. And I always end it with a question, because then if they say, no, I'm not interested now, or I kind of leave it open-ended so that they can respond in whatever way they want to. And this conversation that I had with April here, not a conversation that is a unique of these conversations. This conversation actually started in October. Jess joined my January group. So like I said, I just kept checking in with her. She said she was, maybe interested, but didn't really know. So, just kept checking in with her and showing her that I had some other groups that were going to be starting, and she decided to do it, and she's absolutely loving it. So, and then the last one that I had here was just, again, like the best advice that I can give you is just invite. Just like they said, you're never going to know who you're going to hit on the right day, and who's going to look at your stuff, who's going to look at your post and be like, oh, I wonder what she's up to, and be able to go to your page and see what all you've been posting about. Keep going despite getting a no. So like Hannah and Katie both said too, go for no, because the more no's you get, that means the more people you're inviting, and you're going to get somebody that really wants to join there. Have a power hour, and I personally know that I need to work on this. I have 2 kids. My Lainey is 4, and my Lukey is 20 months. And so sometimes I'm trying to do multiple things at multiple times. And so I really need to work on this myself and just kind of focus, and whether that's at 5 a.m. or 10 p.m., but I just need to make sure that I, focus on it for a set amount of time, and kind of have that time to solely focus on this. Check in with your challengers, check in with people that said no, said maybe. I've heard at different times from different coaches that maybe or no means not right now. And I kind of take that to heart, because I think that I myself was one of those people, like, maybe, I kept seeing the post and didn't really know. And, just kind of took that leap of faith and said, okay, like I'm ready to change. I need this change. I need the accountability. And so I was very fortunate to, join Danielle's group and have her for my coach, and become a part of this entire team. And the last thing is just go all in. So, if you want to do it and you're passionate about it, show everyone that you're passionate about it, and, put 2 feet in, and despite the no's, know that you're going to change 1 to 10, 100 people's lives if you just keep going. So yeah, that's all I have.
I loved it. I've noticed there's a common theme with all 3 of you, and it's just really that big idea of inviting. And it's crazy, because even though it's one of our vitals, it's just the one thing that people just think, sometimes if I just put a post out there, people are going to come to me. They're going to talk to me about it. But it's almost like you have to go back and think in the way that potential customers would. Like, maybe they're guarded, or maybe they've had a bad experience with another coach, or maybe they've failed so many times at dieting, they just feel like this is just going to be another way for them to fail. So really going out of your way to form these connections with people. And Allison, I can't remember exactly what the dates were that you said on that one invite, but it was months before that girl actually made the commitment. And I can tell you, there are people that have come to me now 2.5 years after I've started, who are finally ready to make a commitment. But you definitely made a good point when you talked about, you want to make sure that you are connected to your current challengers, your past challengers, and your potential customers. And if you're keeping those connections, they're trusting you. You're building a trust on a consistent basis, whether you're working with them daily or not. I also noticed that you mentioned that you end every conversation with a question. And this is a strategy that I do as well. And I learned about it from a book called The Art of Closing the Sale by Brian Tracy. And the other one is Go Pro by Eric Ward. And he talks about that because he says that the idea of each conversation that you have isn't to close a sale, it's to get to the next conversation. So it's just a consistent and a continual conversation. So the best way to do that, and how I do it in every single one of my conversations, is to ask questions so that I'm always setting it up for the next conversation. So yes, and I couldn't agree more with you about going all in, right? So Katie and Allison and Hannah have been going all in, right? That doesn't mean that, they don't have questions, and it doesn't mean that they haven't made mistakes or that they haven't failed at something, because I'm sure we all have, right? But it's about just constantly learning and growing, and willing to make those mistakes and overcome those mistakes, because you know that at the end of the day, you can make a positive impact on someone's life. Hannah nailed it when she said it's a gift. These groups are a gift, and having the opportunity to give that to somebody else and knowing that you can truly make a difference is really just going in with this confidence, with this purpose of how you're going to invite people to the challenge group. So I am so thankful for all of your advice tonight. It was wonderful. I am definitely going to upload this call to YouTube for everyone to check out. Awesome advice. So let me open it up. Does anybody have questions for these beautiful ladies? Anyone? Don't be shy. They kind of did awesome, don't you think? They did so well. I thought they did great. No questions tonight? Were there any chat? You can type them if you don't feel like unmuting yourself or you're being shy. There are no questions. All right, so we have about 2 weeks left in the month to work towards Success Club, to get people on board with the 3-day refresh, to talk to them about Max 30. So there's still plenty of time for us to achieve our goals. Thank you guys so much for your information about how you invite and inviting with a purpose. You guys really rocked that call. I appreciate it so much. All right, guys, I hope you have a great night.
Somebody has a question, Katie.
Where? I'm sorry.
Oh, Taylor just said, wait, I have a question.
Of course she did. Hi, Taylor.
It's me. I just wanted to ask you really quick if you were, I have some people that I know would love Fix Extreme, the high intensity of it, and would probably be awesome coaches too. Would you hold off till it comes out to sign them, or what do you think?
I think it depends on them. So
okay.
Actually, my strategy would probably be to introduce them to the Fix first.
Okay.
Because what might happen is that they do the Fix, they love the Fix, they want the Extreme. So I don't know that I would hold off. I really don't think I would. It depends, but if they are Fixers already, they already love the Fix, then in that case, maybe they do want to. But don't forget, you also have the 3-day refresh available this month on sale for $10 with Shakeology, which is a great opportunity for them to actually kickstart their new workout program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've just been toying around with how to keep them motivated, because we've been talking a lot.
Yeah.
But I know that
I would introduce them to the Fix first. Because in one regard too, the Fix Extreme with regard to the meal planning, so she cuts out any cheats. So with the Fix, you can have your occasional glass of wine, you can have your little bit of chocolate and all that kind of stuff. But with the Fix Extreme, it's very, very rigorous. So if someone's never done this type of meal planning before, it might be better to actually introduce them to the Fix first. Jump into the Fix Extreme when it comes out. That's probably the way I would go.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Can I piggyback off that question?
Yeah, sure.
So if we are can we start thinking ahead to February and start posting and starting new invites for challenge groups, Katie, like you have for the 21-day fix or the extreme?
That's usually what I do. I try to, usually my month is that I achieve my Success Club by the middle of the month and then by the second part of the month, I shift my focus into turning current challengers into coaches and getting them enrolled in the new coach apprenticeship or recruitment. So I do the sneak peeks. I did the business opportunity call. All of my sneak peeks. I don't know if you guys want that document. Do you want me to post that in the KB? The sneak peek I do via email, and the reason that I do that is because if it's a big group and there's a lot of coaches in there and somebody brings a friend in, I've seen it happen where like somebody will go with somebody else, and I don't want to put anyone in that position. So I just do my sneak peeks all via email. It's the same documents. I just have an email connection. They can open it at work instead of getting onto a Facebook group. And then we just converse via email. So I'll upload that too for you guys so you can check that out as well. And then the business opportunity calls too. But yeah, Katie, you can start shifting your focus if you want to.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. What else you guys got? Anything else for me? All right, guys. Sounds good. All right. Well, I will see you in the Facebook world. Have a great night. Thanks so much for being on the call.
Thanks, everybody.
Anna, Katie, Allison, you guys rocked it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.